What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the WAFFLE podcast. I am here with my dude, Z-Money, Z-Man,
Z-Dog,
Z-Chillin', and my other boy, GT.
my other boy, Greg.
G-Easy, the Gigger Master.
G-Easy, the good one.
G-Easy, the good one, yeah. And we're coming to you live from the motherfucking iPhone again. We are having some awful technical difficulties with our microphone volume fucking decreasing while we're recording. And so, no soundboard this time. And
Jesus, Willie!
We just hire somebody to do like... We'll hire Steve Harvey to just stand right there. Alright, Steve, say your part.
Say your fucking lines. Who's in the fucking bathroom? But yeah, maybe for the better right now. We do have a very important album to talk about today, and
surprise album.
Yeah, and that is the new Earl Sweatshirt. Some rap songs,
more like some bad songs.
Yeah, yeah. This is probably going to be a little bit of a heated podcast.
a little back and forth.
We're all coming from the same place of being very big fans of Earl's previous work. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, we're all really big OF fans back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, after the podcast last night, we were listening to Doris and just talking about Earl.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all introduced. Well, you guys were introduced to the initial Earl tape.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't. I had to go back to the Earl tape. I was introduced when Doris was out.
No, I think
Zach showed me OF when Doris dropped.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we were all introduced the same way.
I had to go back and listen to.
Yeah, I came out before Doris was out when it was only the Earl tape, and that tape is really nostalgic to me.
Okay, so you were on the Earl tape before Doris.
Yeah. I used to skate that shit. The song Earl. So the song's Earl by Earl Sweatshirt on the album Earl. Mm-hmm. That song's a banger. It's so fun to skate to.
E-Par is the best song.
E-Par is really good too with Vince Staples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, So yeah, Earl's back catalog. It's lit.
It is lit.
But no, yeah, we're all big fans of the Earl tape. Doris and I Don't Like Shit. And I think I Don't Like Shit was definitely kind of the precursor to what he's arriving at now sonically.
Yeah.
Which by the way, I really love Earl's first two albums.
Yeah. How did you feel about I Don't Like Shit? Yeah. Or are you're including that as the second one?
Yeah, his albums, his mixtape isn't an album.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed I Don't Like Shit. It took just a little bit to grow on me.
Yeah, me too.
But,
I thought it was really good right out of the bat.
I liked Grief right away. Yeah. The single, I
didn't.
Grief.
For some reason, with, literally every single Odd Future member, I hated it before I listened to it. When Yonkers dropped, I hated Tyler, I hated Yonkers, and I eventually started liking it. Hated Earl at first, hated Frank Ocean.
Yeah, but you didn't hate Earl by the time I Don't Like Shit came out, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking, back when I first got into Odd Future, and, I didn't like Wolf right away, I didn't like Cherry Bomb right away, I didn't like Blonde right away. It just... These albums of me are definite growers, for me at least.
I can kind of relate to that, where I think maybe you and I are the type to get really attached to how a certain album sounds.
Yeah.
So when an artist goes and does something new, it maybe takes just a little bit longer to kind of get accustomed to it, or kind of really take a step back and see the scope of what's going on and then enjoy it. Whereas maybe you are just it's easier for you to just listen to an album and know right away if you're gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind, guys.
But we all really enjoy Earl's first two albums.
Yeah.
So coming into this, we have high hopes.
Yeah, I think...
And we're not like Earl haters or anything. We like love Earl.
I definitely had high expectations for this album. Just because it was a long wait, we did get like some loose singles leading up to it. Like here and there, he was throwing out random stuff. I think the biggest highlight was definitely Soulless. You guys listen to that?
I don't think so.
I don't know any of the names from this album. I listened to it.
No, I'm not talking. It wasn't on the album.
Like Soulless, like the 15-minute song.
No.
That you've heard Soulless, yeah?
I haven't, no.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, Soulless was like a pretty big song for me. When I heard it, I just like there was a lot for me to connect to, like the stuff he was going through and just the way I was like feeling and stuff. I just really got like attached to that song. So that's like, I think that was like 2015 he dropped it. It was just like 15 minutes of just like the beat switched up like 3 or 4 times in it. It was just really abstract and obscure, but I don't know, the lyrical content was really heavy in it, and it's fantastic.
Earl's always coming through with those heavy bars, even on this album.
Yeah, the lyrical content is definitely, like, I don't know, when you, like, just sit back and, like, even just go and, like, read the lyrics as you're listening, it's like, damn. Like, he doesn't really give you a moment to really stop and, like, breathe about it. It's like
yeah, especially on this album. I think it's like it's really short, but it's jam packed with songs. And the songs, it's like almost nonstop. Just him rapping.
Yeah,
it's just like getting on like a verse or two on a song, and then the song has like a 20-30 second outro, and then the next song starts up, and then he's just right back into it, and he just keeps going and going.
Yep.
It's just full of lyrics.
Yep. Yeah, and it's never like the
full
lyrics
of content.
The lyrics are never shallow. There's always like something to take away from every song on this album.
This album, it like keeps rolling the whole time. It doesn't have any interludes or anything. It's just
there are a couple instrumentals.
Was there?
Yeah, like the last track and...
that's at the end, though.
But it's still just an instrumental.
Okay.
I thought maybe... Was there one in the middle or not? No, I don't think
maybe like short little spurts, but like...
Yeah, well, some of the beats tend to trail off for a while, too, and so that can maybe seem like an interlude, but...
Yeah, and like the structures of the songs, there's no like choruses or anything usually. It's just like him rapping and then...
Yeah. Well, one of the things, before we like just get into like the track by track, that I thought was kind of cool, when I had heard the first single, Nowhere to Go, I was like thinking to myself, this sounds like... I don't know if you guys know who Standing on the Corner is.
No.
It's like a collective of artists out of New York. It's like very like freeform, jazzy, kind of hip-hoppy. I don't know. When I lived in St. Cloud, I was super hungover on like a Sunday, and I saw a Fader article about, they're like, if you're on like Twitter, you got to check out this article about this like group in New York. They're making some pretty cool stuff. And I was just bored, so I was like, yeah, I'll see what this is about. I listened to like their mixtape called Red Burns, and I don't know, I just thought it was super cool. It was really obscure and weird, and when I heard the first Earl single, I was like, wow, this kind of has like, it sounds like Standing on the Corner, just like with the way it's structured and just super fucking weird, and it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason to it. And sure as shit, Standing on the Corner has like production credits on some of this shit.
Damn, really?
Yeah, so I thought...
so your hunch was right?
Yeah, so I was like, damn, that's kind of cool.
I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard the single, I didn't like it. But like I was saying before, it has to grow on me.
Yeah. Definitely
with the context of the album, now I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But... just like it was just too out there for me.
It was a super just like weird single. I was thinking just like from his standpoint, like to and that's not a Standing on the Corner produced song, but I think he's affiliated with them, so he's probably gonna take away from like kind of how they're making stuff as well. Yeah. But like just like imagine like getting that beat and like finding like a rhythm to it, like that beat's so out there, like I'm just like, wow, like he found like a perfect pocket to like rap on that song, and that was really impressive to me. And I think that's a testament to like how fantastic of a lyricist he is and why he was looked at the way he was in Odd Future.
I'm not sure what that song sounds like. That's the thing I was listening to on YouTube. That song wasn't on there because like copyright issues or something. So that single is like the only song on the album I'm not like familiar with.
Oh really?
I think I've heard it like once or twice, but
I can play it here.
I thought this song was like a little. It's like the whole album has like a very cool like thrown together, like stitched, like the songs are like the samples are just stitched together like very like loosely and roughly, but it still sounds so like intentional and like
everything sounds very
produced.
deliberated.
Yeah.
I think that's like what you get in a lot of Earl's beats too. Like ever since he's done like a lot of his own production, it feels like kind of like, I don't know, like like everything, it just feels like it's like crammed together in like a space, but it all just works well. Like
I think this song specifically is one of like the brighter shining moments of that, where it's like very full of like samples and like being stitched together.
Oh for sure. But
enough. Why are we talking about this song?
This is your fault.
No, it was. He brought it up.
I brought it up, but we weren't getting into necessarily like talking about the song. And you just like went off and were like, "That's how I feel about it." So when we get to it, you don't get to say anything.
All right, yeah, that's
no. But yeah, we can start take it from the top.
Getting ahead of myself.
All right, so the first track to get into, he starts it off with a song called "Shattered Dreams," and how did you guys feel about this song as the opener?
I thought it was a great opener.
I think it's a good opener for the album, but I personally don't really like this song that much.
Me personally, I don't want to comment on how it like does as an opener, just because I wasn't a huge fan of the song.
Really, I love this song.
I'm like the beat.
I think it's a good opener, like for the whole album.
The beat just like throws me off too much.
Well, like
I'm not a fan of the beat.
I kind of agree with that. It's like it's I don't know. I think it's a good opener in the sense that like this song kind of opens up with like that imprecise word, clip, and a lot of the rest of the album will have just little clips thrown in like that, and the sampled song is like looped in a certain way, and the rest of the songs kind of just follow the same pattern as this song. The overall tone is a little different, maybe, than the rest of the songs, but I think the structure of the song is...
I think it, like, a lot, like some other projects we've listened to, the opener sets the aesthetic and atmosphere, but I think, the sample is really smooth, the percussion is really jazzy, and I think it's one of Earl's best flows, for sure. Like I think this entire album is Earl's best flow work, because on, like, Doris, he was really monotone most of the time. I don't like shit. He was still pretty monotone. He had some flows there, but this is just like really in the pocket and just kind of like head bobbing.
He grooves with the beat very well.
That's why I love it. Yeah. That's why I love it.
Yeah. No, it's almost like, and maybe it's like to a disadvantage for him, but like one thing about the album that I think is kind of consistent throughout is that he kind of sinks into the beat a lot because of like how groovy he is with the flow, and I don't know if that is either like a detriment.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
But like, I feel like to me personally, he loses some presence when he does that sometimes. Whereas like, I don't know, and it could just be because of how noisy some of the beats are too, or like how they're just like really hazy.
Yeah, I think
I don't know, because here's the thing, he has like very like profound lyrical content, and when you sink into the beat, at least in my opinion, I thought he kind of gets swallowed by some of these beats occasionally.
Maybe, yeah.
And it kind of just takes away, because it's like, you're really saying some shit, but like, I don't feel like I'm really hearing it.
I guess like for me, I'm so used to listening to ambient and like stoner metal. Like I'm used to the vocals being suffocated into the mix, so that's kind of why I like it a lot, and I like most of the songs on here. But I can see why you guys wouldn't like that. It's just my ears are just kind of trained for that hazy murkiness.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's something that I like hate or like that it made me hate the album. I don't want to like. Yeah. I don't want to give that off. I just think that like that's something where it's like, I know that this was all like intentional, but it's just like I feel like sometimes, like I said, he just feels like he's swallowed by the beat, and it's just like it's maybe not as punchy as it could be.
Yeah, maybe, but I think that overall, Earl, like kudos to Earl, because normally, yeah, he does that monotone shit, but this album is way more like colorful than his other album.
Oh, definitely.
So 100%. Like, if he would have done that monotone shit on this whole album, that would have been so boring.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no. This is like a very good front to back listen. Like,
it's super smooth, I think. Yeah. I don't think there's any real hard turns or anything.
Yeah, there's nothing grimy like Grief. There's no like eeriness like in Centurion. It's just, like,
yeah, it's definitely a different sound. It's not like grimy and dirty sounding. This album sounds way more like hazy and foggy. Mm-hmm. Not so much dirty.
Well, and kind of like to maybe like comment to that, like, obviously he's done a lot of growing up, like, and we've seen that through his releases because we watched him grow up, you know, and possibly kind of like to tie it all together, like, he was monotone and wasn't like his albums weren't as colorful because he was in like a very dark time when he was making that music.
Yeah.
And now, like, even on this opening track, like the lyrics, like a lot of it is past tense, so it's almost like the instrumentals are kind of like the grass being like green on the other side, and like he's there looking back at like how dark things were for him and how he was feeling in those moments, but you almost feel like he has a sense of peace now. Yeah, or like a stronger sense of peace. And it's like, all this bad shit happened, but I'm living, I'm getting through it. Like,
I think this album does a really good job of capturing like that specific emotion or like state of like the lyrics are like dark, but they're not like it's like you said, like a past tense, like now he's at peace with it. Yeah, but like he's looking back at all that shit.
Well, like just like
how rough things were, but like now it's all good.
Yeah, well, the opening verse to this song, Shattered Dreams, is, I said, peace to my dirty water drinkers, psh, nobody trying to get it clean, why ain't nobody tell me I was sinking, ain't nobody tell me I could leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's all past tense. It's not like he's like in it, like, nobody told me I could leave, almost implying that he's out,
That is implying he's out, like, and he's kind of like almost spiteful against the people who knew he was in this dark place, and yet they did nothing to help him.
Yeah, and to put that into the opening track, like, I may not have been a fan of the beat, but like those lyrics to like kick it off, it is like a spite to the people that were like around him during that time, and like, and maybe that's why he kind of like changed his associations, like, of who he was around, because he's not hanging around a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
He probably had to do that to get better. But yeah, we had a pretty deep dive right away here. I like this.
I like it too.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, his lyrics are very, very deep. So, like, you can get a lot, like, very deep into the lyrics. And, like, plus the, because, like, this whole album is so new and, like, refreshing compared to his older stuff. There's so much more to talk about. It's not like we've ever heard anything like this from him before. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a nice opener to the album.
I thought it was a good opener,
yeah. Alright, should we dive into numero dos?
Yeah, Red Water.
Yeah, numero 2.
Alright, so next track we gotta talk about here is called Red Water. Now, for me, the vocal quality is different. It's I'm not sure if it's an effect or if it's intentional, but it has a lot of distortion to it. Like, and the beat is really experimental. This song really reminds me of Doris era Earl. Mm-hmm. I mean, compared to all the other songs, I think this could have been on Doris.
I don't think this is not like a dark song at all. Doris was super dark.
I get what he's saying though, like the vibe of the song, like if you take like the instrumental and like maybe just didn't focus on the lyrical content as much.
I don't think the instrumental was really like a, it wasn't dark or like, I don't know how you guys think this could be on.
You don't
Doris.
think like
it's not dark at all.
Think about how Doris had like those little like minute and a half, like not like throwaways necessarily, but like Earl would just like throw a verse on him, you know, when he was doing that shit. I could see like kind of the general vibe of that song being something that could have like maybe been on there.
And Doris wasn't 100% dark. You know the song Sunday with Frank Ocean? Mm-hmm. That song was like catchy, you know? Mm-hmm. Doris wasn't pure blackness.
But
I think vocal tone too, this couldn't.
I don't know. I think his flow is very Doris-like in this song.
I kind of have to side with Zach. I could see it. But I don't know, I thought this was a super catchy song, like probably one of the highlights for like a really catchy like hook, like in my opinion, like
Definitely.
Pop Call Me Chief, gotta keep it brief, like I don't know, that just like kind of sticks in your head and like makes the song, I mean for as short as these songs are, just like little moments like that can make it that much more memorable and make it stick with you. And I don't know, that's why it was a highlight for me.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an issue I noticed with this album, is that because there's no like real choruses or like a progression through a song, it's just like one big verse. Mm-hmm. Some of the album can kind of slip away from you.
Yeah,
and like it's not the most. This is like my biggest concern about the album, is that it's a little forgettable for me.
Yeah,
because
this song specifically, or just the album?
Just like brief like moments of like kind of like every song where it's like because it's just full on bars.
Yeah.
Certain like bars will kind of stick out.
Yeah.
And you'll remember those moments, but the rest of it is kind of just it's like not very earwormy or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
that's like my biggest problem with this album.
I definitely I know what you're saying, and I thought that as well when I was listening to it. Is like I don't know necessarily like what is like gonna really like keep this album like pushing like until the next release, because I mean you did have a couple of songs off I Don't Like Shit. I think the one with Vince Staples was relatively popular off the album. Like I don't know what the song off of here is gonna be.
So like yeah, so my thing about this album is that I don't think it'll be the most memorable thing. Mm-hmm. Like it's not something you're gonna be like you'll have an earworm from it, you know? It's like something you'll be like, oh, I'm down to listen to this, and like have it kind of like as a background thing. Mm-hmm. While you're doing something, rather than
there are some moments, like I think when we get to the Mint, I have some things to say about that, but that's definitely a song
like
to
certain
me.
Moments, yeah,
like that's one that like was stuck in my head for days after I first heard it.
I think the first track was really earwormy.
Yeah, like there are moments, and I mean it's to the individual as well if anything sticks with you, but I don't know, that was like my concern as well though, is like I don't know if this album's gonna stick for majority of people, like for the fans, until his next release, if he even does, because he seems to kind of be at a place where he seems a little more content with just kind of doing whatever and isn't so focused on like putting together a project in like the traditional sense of the word.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else we want to say about this track?
I didn't really say anything about this track specifically. I kind of just went on the whole album, but this track specifically, I think it's very like soothing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not necessarily sad, but it does kind of have a gloomy tone to it, but it's like a soothing, like kind of calm and like
yeah,
the sadness a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what you get is like you're gonna get like the gloominess mixed in with kind of like these overtones of like kind of being like content or like being at ease to a degree, and it varies from track to track on this album, but I don't know, it's that mixture of emotions that I think gives it like a real like I don't know if tenacity is like the right word, but like I don't know, it just kind of like pulls at you a little bit, and I don't know, there's a lot of emotion put like in this album in like every piece of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, do we want to move on to
the
next? Thank you. Next.
All right. Next song, Cold Summers. This is probably one of my favorite songs from this whole album. Mm-hmm. Just because this song sounds like it could be like straight off of like a MF Doom album.
Yeah, this beat is like,
it's like,
yeah, I have like kind of sounds like experimental 90s shit. Like I could see this being released in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this one just because it's got that old-timey kind of sound. And I don't think this song is boring at all. I think a little bit, another problem I have with this whole album is it's a little boring for me. Mm-hmm. But this song is like, he's really upfront, and he's like, his flow is kind of like super, like he's really strong on his delivery.
I think he propels this track a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, his flow is fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is like one of like, there's a few cuts on here that are like this where it's like his rapping really kind of dominates it. Yeah. And there's a nice supporting beat to it. And I really liked it for that too. Like, and like how we talked about on the first track, we're still dealing with like the past tense lyrics here. Like, 3 spliffs had my wingtips clipped, I was stuck in a hangar, muffle my pain and muzzle my brain up. Like,
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's just like, so yeah, I mean, like how we were talking, he's definitely on the other side of like what he's been dealing with for like the better part of 5 years. And I don't know, it's nice to see that he's in a place that he's like always wanted to be at. And I don't know, on tracks like this where he's really upfront with you and very like in your face, like talking about this kind of stuff, it
I don't know if I would necessarily say that he's like completely at terms with like all this shit that he's been going through. No. I don't think he's totally out of it yet.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to like put it like, oh yeah, he feels like fantastic now, but yeah, no, I don't think he's like feeling like 100% or anything, because I mean his like his dad like died and everything. I mean he's been going through it, like,
yeah,
but I think he's in a better mind state than what he had been in the past.
Yeah, I think he's like reflecting on it now.
Yeah,
and it's like he sounds just like so much more mature. Yeah, and like he's learned how to deal with a lot of the shit.
Yeah. Well, look at, I don't like shit on grief. Good grief, I've been reaping what I sow. That's not past tense, that's like present tense.
Yeah.
Like I'm reaping what I sow, you know. This, you know, so far into the track list, we're not catching anything where he's like right now like I'm like fucking up and I like don't know how to get out of it, you know. So yeah, I mean, congratulations, Earl.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually like this song. This is like the part I would skip to if I put on this album.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is definitely like another highlight on the track listing for sure.
Definitely.
Anything else you want to add? let's get into the next one. And the next track that we are talking about, we touched on a decent amount earlier. It's called Nowhere to Go, and this was the single that dropped a couple weeks before the album came out. And I mean, from like a single standpoint, definitely like kind of encapsulated like majority of the album, or like what the album is. I think it like, I don't think it wavers too heavy to like one side of like the emotional content of this album. I think it sits nicely in the middle of like the gloominess and like the kind of sense of like peace.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. And I would say after listening to it a few times, like this song definitely became a bit of an earworm for me, with like the weird vocal cuts in the background and everything, and just like those weird like upward swooshing keys. Like, I don't know, it's a really, really interesting beat, and I really enjoy this song. This is one that I like definitely come back to just to listen to like during the day if I'm not in the album itself. But yeah, I like the track a lot.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, when I heard the single, I wasn't too hot about it, but with the context of the album, it's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I think it's a highlight.
Yeah. Well, and on this album too, or on this song, pardon me, it's like, it's kind of like a testament to like how he is the only one that he can really trust. Like, you know, he's like, everyone's tripping around me, serves a reminder to that I gotta watch my step. And but in the same sense, like, you know, he also like acknowledges his depression and everything like that as well. So it's like nowhere to go. It's like, well, I can't trust who's around me, but then I also felt like I couldn't trust myself. Like, what was I supposed to do? You know, he felt trapped, and I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You could spend so much time just talking about like, or speculating like how he feels, because he hits you so heavily, and his words are just so profound.
Yeah,
and it's just like, at some points, it's almost like you feel like you're at a loss for words, because it's like, damn, like that's almost too real. Like,
yeah,
I'm feeling too much.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of like a little disappointed in the beats themselves. I think his like lyrics on this album were like really good, but like just like all of the beats in general were just kind of a little bit forgettable, because they might have been really jam-packed with samples and like very intentionally placed and shit, but they're also looped like very like repetitively.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So even if there's interesting beats on it, it's interesting for like the first minute.
But that's like the runtime on a lot of these songs. You know, it's like they're
most
not
of these
running.
songs are like only a little over a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think like the highest one might run like 2:30.
I just don't think there's very much like replay value on this album, personally.
Ooh. I think there's...
It just gets boring. It's like, yeah, you've heard
Boy,
this already.
I bought this shit on vinyl.
Yeah, a lot of these songs are just super like you heard it once and then it's good enough. You might as well just go on Genius and read the lyrics. And
there are moments on this album where I do agree with you, where there are forgettable moments, but there's definitely replay value with like a solid amount of tracks for me personally on here. And I don't know if maybe you should just sit with the album a little more and maybe pay attention or something. But no, I mean, like I said, just for me personally, I think there's definitely stuff I'll be coming back to off of this. And it's, I don't know, it's like, I don't know where...
Why would you listen to this album when you could listen to, like, something good?
This dude...
I'm kidding.
This dude's, like, our age talking, like, some very real shit. Like,
yeah, I don't have any issue with his lyrics. I think his lyrics, he's like a very good lyricist and shit.
The best of the decade.
Oh, okay.
I just think his beats fall a little flat.
What do we think about an Earl Sweatshirt MF Doom comparison?
Happens too much.
What do you mean? That happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but like, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, Mr. MF Doom fan over here.
I think, like, who's better?
Like, no, like, what do you think?
Like, is Earl the next MF Doom? Is he like our generation's MF Doom?
Maybe.
Like, obviously, MF Doom puts out way more music.
Yeah.
But, like, do you think, like, on a
still makes music.
Yeah. On a lyrical level, do you think, like, they're equally matched, or is one better?
I think on a lyrical level...
Because Earl, for his age, is pretty fucking wild. He's only 24.
That's true. MF Doom is, like, 40-something, I think. He's old.
Yeah.
The problem... Okay, so here's my thing. I think Earl is a good lyricist, but his lyrics from time to time can, like, be a little, like, irrelevant to one another. Like he'll, you know, talk about something in a part of a verse, and then he'll kind of just have, like, a hard switch for a line or two. It doesn't go together super smoothly, which I think every rapper that, you know, certain songs will do that, but like most of the time, I think MF Doom keeps his shit very, like, consistent
like,
throughout a song, and if he does break away like that, it's not just like a brief moment of, like, an off topic. It's like something that'll add to what he's talking about right now. Which the album is still pretty new. Yeah. So I don't know if I'd have to kind of just, like, re-listen and, like, read the lyrics.
Yeah, and kind of like.
But like most of the time when I'm, like, listening to Earl's lyrics, like, even on his old shit, he kind of will just, like, break away a little bit and it'll kind of trail off. So I think in that regard, I think MF Doom is just a better lyricist, but very slightly. Yeah. I'm not saying that, like,
well, you think
Earl's trash. I think Earl is still, like, one of the best lyricists of, like, this decade.
Do you think, like, with Earl's current trajectory, with the music he's putting out right now, regardless of, like, Doris and Pryor, you think he's on, like, a path to, like, definitely, like, overtake a lot of those guys that are ahead of him?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, give him 10 years when he's 34, you know.
Also,
if he's still rapping.
I think it also might just be a matter of preference, because...
You are a huge Doom fan.
I am a huge Doom fan just because I love Doom's, like... Doom will get serious on songs, but, like, he'll also have, like, really funny moments on certain songs. Even if a song can be kind of serious, he'll throw in some kind of punchline where it's, like, really funny, and it adds to it. But, like, Earl is just always super serious. Yeah. Like, there's no humor. It's super dry. Yeah. All of his albums are like that. The only time he was, like, funny was, like,
on the Earl tape.
On the Earl tape. When he was purposely just, like, you know, making ridiculous, absurd shit.
Sometimes kind of, like, having that tongue-in-cheek humor is a good quality. For sure.
So, I just like Earl, or, MF Doom a little bit more because he kind of covers all of his bases. He can get serious, he can get funny and goofy. Like when you think about, like, their personas that they portray in their songs, it's like when you think, okay, let's say you're gonna meet MF Doom, like, how would you imagine him being based off of his lyrics and his music? Yeah, he'd be like, he seems like he'd be a really smart, laid back, like, kind of funny dude. Like, he'll crack a couple of jokes now and then, you know? Yeah. But, like, Earl, I feel like Earl would just be, like, super dry and, like, serious.
Well, haven't you ever seen any interviews with Earl?
Like, his old ones.
Well, yeah, but there's still more recent ones. And he was funny on Loiter Squad. I mean, he has a sense of humor. he's not just this monolithic force of negativity. He's still.
Come on, Earl, like,
he's fucking just up, pissed and sad all the time. Just a walking embodiment.
Okay, but that's the
songs.
Interview, though. Like, let's say you've never seen any Earl interviews.
Okay, music-wise, still, like, he threw some funny lines, like I referenced on Sunday.
Well, hold up. I think he uses the music.
What funny lines on Sunday?
Hey, hold on. I was speaking. No. Hi.
Okay, Gavin, go ahead.
So, I think he uses, like, his music is like a therapy tool for him, though. Like, he uses this to, like, get a lot of the shit that's on his mind out there. And
yeah, but so does MF Doom. He can get serious and shit.
Yeah, and maybe Earl just wants to be completely serious with it. Maybe he doesn't want to, like, crack jokes. That's all just personal preference to the artist, you know?
That's true.
I don't think that's, like, a fair critique to be like, well, why don't you, like, crack a joke every now and then, you fucking monster? Like, it's his music. He can do whatever he wants with it.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but... I think I said before that, like, that's a preference. Like,
yeah.
That I just... I don't like...
I mean, I did
super serious.
I did ask for your opinion on, like, what you thought about, like, an Earl MF Doom kind of comparison. Yeah. So that's fair.
You brought this monster onto us.
I am so sorry, guys. I take full responsibility for what I just unleashed.
We just took up about a third of the podcast talking about MF Doom.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a long one. We're not even halfway through the fucking track listing yet.
How long is it?
We're at 45 minutes. But should we get into the next one?
For our sake, yeah.
The next track is called December 24th, and
it's my birthday.
Oh, really?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm done. I can't do this shit anymore. I can't do this shit. I'm being fucking abused here.
How do you not even know your friend's birthday? Wait, you don't even know what my birthday is.
When is your birthday?
Yours is like May 24th, right?
I know when his birthday is, just because
it's on a holiday.
Yeah.
Christmas. No, it's not. Oh, it's not Christmas.
I was gonna say, wow, how funny is that? You don't know my birthday.
No, I don't know.
You were born in November.
Yeah.
November 13th?
No, you're fucking
November
close.
16th. I could tell by the
November
look
15th.
No, 8th. He's close in a different way. It's November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
November 3rd.
Ooh, he got it.
The one I just said?
Oh, he got it.
Yeah,
He got it. Sorry.
I said it's November 3rd.
No, he got it.
Hey, the podcast is gonna know. I'm leaving this in. They're gonna know you fucking just jacked that shit straight out of my mouth.
And I'm gonna edit it when you send it to me.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'd like to see you find it, bitch. I know you don't go through these. You put the song at the intro and you're like, done. Pretty much.
I'll skim another one in the bag.
I could just change the whole audio to just fuck Greg the entire time.
Fuck Greg.
No, I fucking noticed that, like, afterwards I listened to the Machine Girl podcast, and at the end we didn't edit out the part when you went to the bathroom.
I know, dude. I fucking know. When I was going through the whole thing, I must have just missed it, and then I was like probably listening to it. I had skimmed through it a few times before, and then I was like, wait. I was like, did I leave that whole fucking scene in there?
You left. It was like a minute. It wasn't very long.
Yeah, no, but it was definitely like, I was like, fuck, I could have cut that for sure.
Yeah, we definitely should have cut that. Yeah.
I just don't know how I missed it. I'm usually so good because obviously I don't listen to the whole fucking thing because that would just be a chore. I just I just hit like parts, but I keep them very close. But I don't know. I just must have fucking gotten towards the end and been like, oh yeah, it's fine. So that's the last time I did that.
Just delete the video. Take away all those views.
I thought about it like before, like
before it blows up. Before it blows up,
I was like, "Oh fuck, I should just delete it and then like just re-edit it." And I was like, "Man, it's such a pain in the ass to like convert it to video." And then, like,
yeah,
and then like have it wait for it to upload and shit because it's like so long of a video.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, fuck it. And then it blew up, so I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna blew up. Blew up for us.
It's gonna boof up.
But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the song.
Yeah, so the song December 24th.
Zach's
I want to know.
birthday.
I'm not going down this rabbit hole again. How did you guys feel about it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked how the beat. Yeah.
You should just sit a little closer.
I liked how the beat was minimal. I like minimalistic shit. He had a good flow going on, and yeah. I don't have too much to say about it.
You guys want to know what I thought? You guys want to know what I thought of this song?
No.
Yeah. Boring. Bitch. Why? Why did you?
It's just boring. It's just fucking. His beats on this album they're refreshing.
That's because
and colorful. They're not sad, but they're so.
You don't
boring.
like minimal shit. Like you don't like Blonde.
I'm curious,
for some reason.
So how many times did you listen to the album?
I listened to it like a lot.
Like, maybe it's just not your thing. I was kind of like expecting you to not really be a huge fan of it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. Some of these beats I do really like though. This was like a big highlight.
I don't
for
like
me.
mature music, guys. Come on.
This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I like it because Earl's just straight bars the entire time.
Yeah, he's just going in.
Earl's too grown up for me now.
I think like I don't know. I just really like the beat. It's kind of like got a little bit of a boom bappy feel to it.
Definitely,
which I think is nice. It's probably like one of the few beats that has like relatively hard drums on it.
This album can't compare to Kamikaze. Sorry, Earl.
Okay.
Eminem beat you on this one.
If I can't imagine Eminem rapping on this beat,
why don't we review Kamikaze next?
It's too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah, fuck Post Mary.
No, I don't know. It's just this is one of like the lowest points for me. It's like the song is just there's not really any memorable.
God, you really hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah,
lyrics aren't that memorable.
This is like top 2 for me, and my favorite track just might surprise you.
My favorite. I have a favorite track that might. I don't think it'll surprise you guys, but
yeah.
I feel like it might be your guys' favorite track too.
Yeah. I like this song. I don't have too much else to say about it.
It's short, sweet, gets to the point.
Yeah. On to the next.
Just like my D.
Jesus. This one has Standing on the Corner.
So what do we got next? We got On the Way. This this is top 2 for me for sure.
Top 2?
Top 2, yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Get crazy.
I fucking love the beat. I mean,
you're insane.
You're insane. I think
No.
like
No.
like Earl has an animated flow, like, and which is like
Yeah.
this is like a new Earl, like an old school fan like me, like he's like a completely different person stylistically, aesthetically, personally, you know.
He's got a very bouncy flow on this.
Yeah,
Just to, like,
I love it.
add to that.
I don't know about aesthetically. This album cover is fucking eerie. It's scary.
It's funny.
I think the album cover is supposed to be funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny,
supposed
but
to be
it's like scary too.
Okay,
It looks
what
fucked
was the
up.
cover to I Don't Like Shit?
It's just black.
Yeah, so
Depressing. Same with Doris.
I thought this was supposed to... I didn't think this was supposed to be
It's not supposed to be scary. It's like funny, yeah.
Greg sees the picture on Instagram and is like fucking shaking at home. Like,
It's funny because it looks. It's funny, yeah, because it looks fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said. It's scary.
He looks like a fucking Muppet.
Earl Muppet ass. Just kidding. We love you, Earl.
All right, go on, Zach.
I was done.
All right. Well, you're crazy because this is my favorite song from the album.
Okay, so
This
why
is your favorite song?
This is hands down like the best song on the album for me,
Yeah.
for everybody, because this is my opinion is the best one. So
That's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No,
So,
you're
yeah,
right.
this is
Fucking elitist.
this is the best song on the album for me because it's like it's so. This is like the most memorable song. That like guitar riff and like the smoky kind of beat, and it's like his vocals on this song I think stand out the most, but like in a really good way. They're not like mixed wrong or anything. They don't stand out like that. They stand out because they're like they jive like so well with the beat.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still like they have like that really uppity like
kind of inflection.
What's the
enunciation?
No. I don't know, whatever. But I think they stand out really well, and that fucking part with that, I don't know who's on the song with them. Does it say who's that feature?
Standing on the Corner.
Oh, that's
the group I was talking about.
Oh.
I don't know like who it was, because from what I understand, Standing on the Corner is like a large collective of people.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like when he comes in and they got like that little melody part, and it's
really good. Yeah.
No, I think this is definitely a moment that I wasn't necessarily too crazy about. But that's why I was like personally surprised when you guys were like, "Oh, this was like our favorite track." Like, really? Okay. My favorite track is really gonna surprise you guys. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a cool moment for Earl, because I do think his flow stands out a lot on this album.
Definitely.
Or, not on this song in particular. I just personally just wasn't really feeling it. I guess it's just that's all it comes down to, and I feel like a jackass saying it, but I mean, an opinion is an opinion. Yeah. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, guys. But yeah, should we get on to the next?
Alright, so the next song, I think.
Wait, what's it called?
The Mint.
I know, jackass.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You just threw me off.
that's for the birthday comment. You deserve that.
We endorse revenge on this podcast.
Yeah. If you got someone you want to get back, fucking hurt them and hurt them good.
What would Gandhi do, guys?
Fuck Gandhi. I'd punch that bitch in the head.
I'd lit his ass on fire. Oh, wait.
That wasn't Gandhi.
Oh, that wasn't Gandhi. That's right.
You thought that was Gandhi? Wait.
They didn't even have fire back then.
Up until this moment.
No,
right now,
okay.
You thought that was Gandhi.
A monk came to my mind.
That's pretty racist. I mean, you seen all monks, they look the same.
Okay, we're not having this conversation right now.
We gotta cut the rope again.
Anyway.
All right, anyway, this song, I think the beat is very good, actually. This is like another one I really like because it's like one of the lower, like slower and kind of more melancholy sounding songs, but this one is a little bit more memorable for me.
I think
it doesn't feel empty like the other beats kind of.
I think it's because this one has time to develop. This is like by far the longest one in the track listing. This thing is almost 3 minutes, which is like pretty standard for like, well, maybe lower than standard for like just a general song, but like in the context of this album, I think that's why.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, this shit was like stuck in my head. The piano is super nostalgic for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Zach and I were just talking about that. Like, I don't know if we know it from somewhere or like if it's sampled from something, but
it also sounds out like it would be like a MF Doom beat.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, this also has like, I don't want to say like boom bappy necessarily, but it's got like some more pronounced drums on it, whereas like some of these other tracks just get kind of hazy with like the instrumentation. Sometimes it feels like the tom is like the most prominent drum in like a lot of Earl's beats.
The only thing I think another reason why this song's a little bit more memorable is because Earl's delivery is a little bit, like his voice almost sounds a little bit more obnoxious
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's what I didn't.
He's talking goofy on like purpose.
Yeah.
Mr. No Humor.
It's not. It's not. I don't know. It's not like lyrical humor though. It's like
he's being silly though.
I don't know. He's not necessarily being silly. He just kind of got like a weird.
Okay.
Like, obnoxious was the word I was looking for. I mean, yeah, sure.
You got him cornered now. He doesn't know what to say.
I know how to stick it to him.
But
all right, me, I didn't really like the song. Like, I didn't like it as a single either. But,
really?
Like, I like the piano, but it just kind of got a little old.
Mm-hmm.
And also
not as old as my D.
And also, I was not a fan of Earl's delivery.
Yeah. And the thing I like about this song too is like, because I was a huge fan of it. I like the like addiction references in the song. Like, just to go like quote like some specific lyrics, like early morning, wash my swollen hands, hit the showers, cleanse my soul and crash. I was like, since we're on the Genius website, the annotation talks about the swollen hands being like from like drinking. You can get swollen hands in the morning from like dehydration, and the other lyric I had like picked out when I had like first heard the song was sipping out the flask, feet up on the dash. I hit the spliff but don't promote it. So like talking about like he's smoking weed, guys, but he doesn't promote it. He doesn't make it a part of it. Yeah, he doesn't make it a part of his brand. So I mean, like, kind of just diving into like, I mean, I don't know if he never really like acknowledges it a lot. I mean, he acknowledges that he's been like fucked up in the past, but he never like really just comes out and is like, this is like everything I've done, and like I've been so fucked on this and this and that.
Yeah, he doesn't make it like a part of his personality, which I like really respect Earl for.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams got dimmer after I stopped smoking pot. Nightmares got more vivid after I stopped smoking pot.
Yeah. So I mean, and I think definitely like with as dark as some of his music was and the places that he's like talked about like being at mentally, it definitely seems like something that would kind of go hand in hand, and you still see him acknowledge it on this song as well. And it's like he may not be completely like how we were talking about, like he may be like a little more at peace, but he's still dealing with shit, you know. And I think that's kind of what this song gives some insight into, which I think is kind of cool. It makes it a unique moment on the album.
So up next we got Lucy. Just kidding. we got The Bends. The song was cute at first, but there's something about that female sample that gets a little old.
Yeah, I
kind of agree.
I really enjoyed that. I like this beat for that reason.
It's a little annoying.
The chords sound so pretty. This beat sounds like so soothing to me. I really like it a lot, actually. Also, we are on like the Genius annotations right now, and I just want to like make a cool parallel to Doris on Sasquatch, where Tyler is like, I'm hanging with Sage, Elsasser, and Sean Pablo, surrounded by them dudes that skate with a sick style. Sage, Elsasser produced this song.
Ooh.
So that's kind of cool.
Who's that?
It says that he is an Odd Future affiliate. And
Which one is he?
And a professional skater. He's probably just one of like the
there were
faceless names.
There were skaters at like Nakel and Lucas. They were just
who was that white guy?
That was
Lucas.
But yeah, he's just like an affiliate. But I think that's cool to just like see that like he's still like with Earl.
Yeah, after all this time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's kind of a neat little deal. Yeah, but I mean, just to like round that off, I really like the beat, so fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a little the sampled female voice is a little annoying. It's
I could maybe do without the female voice. The chords are pretty.
Yeah.
I love the chords.
If the female voices weren't there, this song would be about 40% better.
It's a little. It makes it more memorable.
Yeah,
but like not for.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't. And on this song, just like looking at the lyrical content, he's definitely like. It just feels like he's talking about like, kind of just like getting to where he's at now, like came a long way from the Dickies and Dirty Jansports. Yeah, so it's like I don't know, kind of getting to where they're at now, and like the come up that they've had because it hasn't been like a slow burn, but they've been relevant, for a while. And Earl to like take like the breaks that he has and like just kind of go ghost on everybody, to be able to come back and have an album that does as well as it does, or that is doing as well as it is pretty impressive. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. And I don't know, I like the lyrical content isn't like super profound, like super crazy on this one, because it's like, yeah, you guys came up, a lot of rappers talk about that. He definitely has like a unique way of doing it, but I mean every rapper has to flex on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is fair. But
fuck this song.
Yeah, I don't like this song.
It's cool, guys.
Sorry, Kevin.
This is like one of my least
sorry we have to
songs,
do it to you, but the song sucks.
Oh, and what I'm seeing actually right now is looking like the mixing engineer for this album. Earl was a mixing engineer, but also Shamel of Standing on the Corner. So they were like directly involved with like kind of overseeing the album. So that might explain like kind of the general sound that I picked up when I first heard it.
Alright, so Lucy, I think this one actually... This is the fucking Doris cut, I think.
I can see that.
I think this is, like... Obviously the tone isn't the same, but the beat, I could see this.
It sounds like there's
Doris.
too much funk in the beat for it to be... Like, that bass sounds like very funky. I don't know if that would fit in Doris super well. Doris is more like hazy, psychedelic, with like the sampling and stuff. Sounds too chunky.
It's a little funky.
In my opinion, to be like a Doris.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but I think I don't know. It's got that weird like wanna, like a little bit of like a darker edge to it.
Maybe if you like detuned it and like filtered it or something.
Maybe.
For me, this is a filler track.
Yeah,
I like this one too. I like this one.
I wasn't crazy about it. It's just kind of... This is one of the ones that just gets kind of lost in
It's
the
like one of the
for me.
shortest song. Like, maybe it is the shortest song. Is it? How long is it?
This runs at 59 seconds. I think this is the shortest one. Yeah. But a lot of these run at like 105.
Yeah,
So it's like...
but still, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it too much.
I don't know. Yeah. I just like... Nothing really like stood out to me too much about it. And I was like... I wasn't going crazy over it. Nothing about the beat really caught me. So like I said,
I just thought the beat was cool. It was like and like
just like didn't grab me. It didn't pull at my heartstrings, man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, man.
I'm a man. I'm sorry.
I'll like the song next time, I promise.
So we got... I don't even know how to pronounce this. Azukar?
Azusar.
Azusar?
I have no idea. Those would be like the two that I would think it could be.
Fellas, dear friends, this is my favorite song
This one is?
on the...
it's like one of the worst songs on the album.
No, I love the, like, kind of like... What genre would Frank Sinatra be? Like, doo-wop shit, and it's...
We just smacked the table.
I just like fucking...
So if there's a loud...
Anyway, there's like a doo-wop vibe to it. It has a very strong instrumental, and there's a lyric I specifically picked out when I heard it. This is, living life like a homie put a price on my head. I don't know why, but that line just really resonated with me.
What do you like, what do you take away from that line? Like, what does it mean to you?
Like, basically he's in the fame, and basically what he's been doing, he's been secluding himself. That's why this album came so suddenly, because he's been keeping it on the hush hush. Like, the media is the bounty hunter after him, and like X or like Peep, they died from the fame, and so like the fame is the bounty hunter and the bounty on his head, and he's living like that. Like, he's accepted the fact that he's a part of the fame machine. Maybe he wants to be separated from it, but this song is like confirming, like, he's self-aware that he's very vulnerable.
I wouldn't just to kind of cut in, I wouldn't say Peep died from fame.
Sure he did.
I don't think fame had anything to do with it.
You really don't think so?
It was just the drugs.
I was just watching a video today talking about, okay, yeah, I'm airing myself out that I watch Lil Xan clickbait on YouTube. But, he's in rehab, right? And, okay, I'm airing myself out even more. I know I'm problematic. It was an Adam 22 video. But yeah, he was talking about, like, so when you're famous and you're a drug addict, which Peep was going into fame,
yeah,
you don't have the consequences that an everyday drug addict has. Like,
exactly,
people will like feed you drugs to hang out with you. You go to a show, all these kids will bring you shit they know that you like to do. So you can imagine, like, at a Peep show, what are they probably bringing them? Xanax, coke, weed, all that stuff. So, like, bro, like, let's chill, let's get fucked up together. But I know you like to do that. You talk about it in every song. And so it's like, your job is to go do these shows. And
he's setting up his own stereotype.
Yeah, so it's like, I think
the fame might have fueled into it, but I don't think it wasn't inherently the fame.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, to say that the fame, like, it wasn't the fame, I think the fame was the push that it needed to get to him. And I mean, even though his death was accidental, like, those events were all brought to fruition because of the fame.
I don't know, man, because, I mean, yeah, he was a drug addict before the fame.
Yeah.
And there was always still that chance of dying.
Yeah.
It might have just been sped up by the fame. But
just to kind of generalize it, I guess, because Peeps is weird because it was an accidental overdose on fentanyl.
Yeah.
Nothing that was planned, It's just to kind of comment on celebrities in that world that are addicts. Like, the fame is kind of what... I mean, you take that risk, I know. Like, you take that risk regardless if you're a drug addict. I don't think it's the reason.
It's just... I think it's just like a catalyst.
It's a pretty big catalyst.
I didn't mean fame is solely responsible. It's just...
I just wanted to say that because I mean the comparison to X. Like, X, that was the fame that killed him. Because the beef, and people wanted him dead, It's not the same.
You don't think that could have been like a small time beef? I think like, if that was something that was like connected to him, that was before he like really blew up. That was in his hometown. So that was some old shit that, like, and he was walking around by himself, no security or nothing, so they probably took the opportunity. So it's like, yeah, you could argue in a lot of those situations that, like, the fame wasn't, like, the factor, but you can also argue for it, too. Like, it depends on the situation and the person. I think you can't just, like, generalize it, but not to get, like, super off topic from the song. Man, you picked the... You picked the worst fucking line to take out of that song.
Up the wrong lyric.
I just really don't agree with the drug thing, but...
That's because you don't know anything about addiction. You think it's all fake.
Yeah, just don't do drugs.
They're using an excuse to get more high.
No, I'm just giving you shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
favorite song. So,
yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
I don't like this song.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got much else to say.
For me, it kind of just sounds like a jumbly mess.
Yeah, I just think it's another moment where just nothing really grabbed me from it, and for that reason, it's just like one of those moments. And I kind of find that more on like the latter half of the album where I just find a few more songs that just kind of escape me. And I mean, it's no disrespect to him. I mean, Earl is, you know, doing his thing, and I'm not gonna like every song, you know, on this album.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the way it goes.
Earl X Death Grips.
That'd be stupid.
That would be stupid.
Earl on like a Lord of the Game. All right, Coolios. The next song, fuck off with that. I haven't introed a song in God knows how long, and you gotta fuck up my vibe like that.
I'm sorry.
Hi guys. The next song is called Eclipse, and this song I don't want to say I was super crazy about, but I did like it. Specifically, I really like the instrumental on it. I like these instrumentals on the album, like that have more of like a soothing feel to them, more like relaxed feel. I think like
This.
they're done really well, and in a way that like at least stands out to me. So like, I don't know.
This beat sounds like it could be like a fucking vaporwave.
I could see if you're talking like 2016's like obscure Bandcamp
Or like
vaporwave.
Mallsoft, it could be on.
Yeah, I was gonna
shit
say maybe
like
some
that.
more Mallsoft, because I followed like a couple acts back then that
I
like, were
wrote
doing
down
stuff similar to this.
I wrote down that the next song has a vapor vibe, but we'll get to that later. My take is that this is filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's a little. It's like elevator music. It's kind of there to entertain you for a fucking 10 seconds.
But I mean, he's
It's a
definitely
little boring for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can go over some lyrics and see like we can pick out anything or.
Man, lyrics don't matter.
The lyrics are important, especially because we're getting to a lot of the stuff that we maybe thought was more filler.
Oh yeah, the lyrics didn't matter when we reviewed Mass.
Because they're in a different language.
They're in Japanese.
Why does that matter?
Okay, why don't you go over some Mass lyrics
What
right
if a
now?
Japanese person
Go to
reviewed it?
Japan with Year the Snitch and make them listen to it and make them translate it to Japanese. That's what you're saying.
What if? Never mind. This is stupid.
How many times do I gotta put you in your place?
Like, lyrics are important, but at the same time, they're not.
The lyrics are important because me personally. So,
But if the lyrics are important, then how can you enjoy a song that's not in English?
here's the thing: the problem that I have a lot with music is that I am not like a big like lyric person. When I listen to a song, I just naturally I have to have like something there in the instrumental for me, like, and I really only listen for tones and melodies and things like that. So like, it's hard for me to really get into like lyrical rap or songs. If someone's like, "Oh man, the lyrics to this song are so good," and they're like, "How can you hate this song?" It's because like I fucking hate the way it sounds.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm on Cave's side.
I guess that's because like rap is like a genre almost completely based on lyrics.
Yeah, and that's why I think like
That's true. I didn't think of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because, like, okay, so the difference between you and me is, like, you like more lyrical type hip-hop things more so than me. Fair?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I guess. I mean. I don't-
IG.
I don't know, I feel like...
Yeah. I
feel like
guess
you
if
do.
I listen to rap, I listen.
You listen for lyrical
lyrics,
content,
yeah.
yeah. Like, and for me, I think that's why, like, some of the stuff that I'll, like, play for you, be like, man, this shit is fucking dumb, you know?
Okay.
Because I'm listening to it more for the beat, whereas, like, when you listen to something, you... Like, when you were listening to, like, MF Doom and Quasimodo and stuff like that, you were listening to them for their lyrical content.
Yeah.
The phone is down, so I got something to say.
Alright.
No, but lyrics for me, they're like the icing on the cake. Like, you can either take it or leave it. You could, like, it's not essential. I mean, if you're looking for it, if you want a cake with a lot of frosting, you're gonna buy a cake with a lot of frosting.
Okay, show me one person in the whole world that eats a cake without frosting.
Okay, I'm making an analogy.
Is that even the point of this right now?
Okay, yeah. There might have been a better thing you could have picked for an analogy, but I get
Don't distract him with cake.
I understand.
Anything else?
Okay,
Maybe,
so
how about
wait.
ketchup and fries?
Okay, no. Ice and
No food.
ice and fountain pop. Okay, McDonald's.
That's
shit.
okay.
Okay,
That's a good comparison.
Let's talk about that. Okay, the
Jesus Christ.
Wait, salt on fries.
No.
Why?
No.
Why does it have to be fries?
Are you hungry, Greg? We just had McDonald's.
Cake.
Okay, so the lyrics are the ice. Sometimes when people go through the drive-thru, can I get light ice, please? And that would be the trap rap. That would be the Lil Pumps. That would be the Lil Xans. Could I get some extra ice? That would be the Eminems, the MF Dooms, the Earl Sweatshirts. It just depends on how much time you're going to invest in it. Is it just a cheap thrill, or are you in for it for the substance?
I think a better way to describe that analogy would be a pop. You could enjoy pop with ice, or if the pop was already cold, you could have it without ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could be enjoyable without ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Like music.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. It just comes down to the individual, like, because that's what I've found is like a lot of my friends like listen to like when we listen to rap music, they want lyrical content. They listen to like a lot of old school stuff, and I'm just not too crazy on it. I'm like, guys, this stuff isn't that good, and they just take it as like some kind of cardinal sin. And
So
it's like,
so Caven doesn't like too much ice in his Diet Coke.
yeah, I'm actually when I go get fast food, I'm no ice every time.
I get no ice too.
I get like lots of ice.
Really?
Yeah, but let's not talk about food, okay?
Okay, all right. Yeah. Anyways,
You
yeah,
made your point.
we can move on to the
We can
next
move
song.
on with our lives. So what do we got next? We
I
got
think
ourselves some veins.
Veins?
A very vital part of our body. It circulates the blood, gets the blood and the oxygen to our brain and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the name of an Earl Sweatshirt song.
You're not wrong.
And unfortunately, it's not as vital to the album.
I was gonna make these same jokes. I was waiting for that.
So, like, what I have to say is, this is the song that I think has a Vapor vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Earl's voice is extremely noticeably deeper. It's not horrible. Like, this is semi-filler. Like, when this comes on the track list, whenever I get my LP... Well, I'm not going to skip any of the songs, but this is just one I'm not going to be that excited about. But there's a line from this, like I did the other song that I pulled out, that I think is pretty significant. It's been a minute since I've heard applause.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's just one line.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but like, that doesn't have any context though.
It doesn't need context. You know what he's talking about. He's been out of the spotlight.
I guess
He
does a lot of one-liners
that's okay,
in his verses.
Like,
I think this song has a lot of quotables in it. Like, when I listen to the album, like there are a lot of different spots where I would like, I don't know, just like pick out bits and pieces of songs, and I found a lot of them in here.
Earl is not my name. The world is my domain, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that part.
Yep. Well, in the I Ain't Touch a Xan, that's all it is.
Like, that has no context. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't need... you need... The context is
Okay,
his
so the context is that
history.
he never does Xans.
The context is that he...
I'm pretty sure he cuts off the lyric.
I think I missed it.
I ain't touch a Xan when it's time to put my burnt body in a case. Tell
Don't
my
you
mama
guys
I
remember
said thank you.
Grief? He mentioned Xanax and Grief.
Okay, so read the whole Okay, so read the bars before and after the Xan part.
Okay.
Just to make sure we're not missing anything.
Stuck in Trump land, watching subtlety decaying. I ain't touch a Xan when it cuts off. When it's time to put my burnt body in a case. Tell my mama I said thank you.
Either
so I think
I'm just retarded and I don't understand what he's saying, or he's just a one-liner that doesn't have any context.
I think he's.
That's really deep.
This song.
How is that deep?
This song, going through the lyrical content, what he's basically doing in this song is he's just kind of talking about like. He's just kind of like living in like the present of like where he's at, because he's got lines here where hair got naughty, let it settle on my face. He's got big ass dreads now. Yeah. I've been eating good, you can see it in my tummy, but I'm bugging. I've been spending more money than I'm making. Stuck in Trump land, watching subtlety decaying. I ain't touch a Xan when it's time to put my burnt body in a case. Tell my mama I said thank you.
Okay, so the I ain't touch a Xan thing makes sense in like the context of he's just kind of going off, but it doesn't have any like powerful delivery. Like it doesn't. It's not.
I was
deep.
just saying.
It's not deep. I don't see how it's.
All
deep.
I was saying was that it just stood out to me.
How?
It just stood out. Like, I didn't take anything from it. It stuck in my head after I heard it. Like, it was just like a moment in the lyrics, especially because to me,
like the word Xan is catchy or what?
I don't know. I just picked it out. I'm not trying to say.
Okay, like that's fair.
That it's
but like
super deep or
like
anything.
saying that it's like deep.
I didn't say it was deep.
No, I'm saying Zach's that's.
Yeah, I said it was deep.
I don't see how that's deep.
I thought you were fucking coming for my life right now. I was like,
no,
I'll fucking jump over this table. I did not say that.
Okay, I'm the new genius annotation. Okay, I'm gonna explain this shit to you. Okay, so where are we? Stuck in Trump land, watching subtlety decaying. He doesn't like the president. The president's not subtle. He's an asshole.
Okay.
He's doing all these things. Okay. I ain't touch a Xan when it stops. When it's time to put my burnt body in a case. So he hesitated because of his Xanax abuse. He knows what it's about to do to him. And he knows he's gonna die either way. And that's why it says, when it's time to put my burnt body in the case, tell my mama I said thank you.
That actually kind of makes sense.
Explain it one more time. I didn't. I just don't get it. I guess I don't see how it's deep. He's just saying he doesn't do Xans.
That's not just what he said.
I don't see how that correlates into like saying that it's gonna kill him either way, or like that he is.
Okay, let me redo it. Okay, stuck in Trump land, watching subtlety decaying.
Yeah.
Okay, president's an asshole. No more subtlety. I ain't touch a Xan when it pause. When it's time to put my burnt body in a case. Tell my mama I said thank you. So he didn't touch the Xan because of what his mother has been telling him not to do. His mother doesn't want him doing drugs, so he's gonna die anyway. He just wants his mom to know that it wasn't for the Xanax. Because in grief, scrambling for the Xanax, however that line goes, Am I getting to you?
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's like a good analysis of that, because I didn't pick that out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, true.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some pretty solid lyrical content here, guys.
That's why I love Earl.
Yeah, lyrics don't matter.
Let's get into that kibosh again.
Get on to the next one. Okay, the next song, Playing Possum. This was hands down my favorite song on the album. It's a testament to his late father, and it kicks off with him sampling his mother, saying a lot of things about kind of just like sending thoughts out to the members of the family gone, and being thankful to have her son. And I don't know, this song was like sad as fuck to me. The first time I heard it, the shit like almost brought me to tears. I don't know, this shit, like, I really like the song Solace, and he does some of that on there where he's got some pretty downtrodden instrumentals with like spoken word stuff on it, or where he's just kind of like addressing like people in his family or something, or a situation he was in, and like for whatever reason that stuff just like really really gets to me, and I think that's why this was like the biggest highlight, just because there's a lot of emotion to it. The beat, I don't know, it's just everything put together.
Yeah, I think
it's overwhelming.
I think the absence of like lyrics on it makes it more powerful, because that like the snippets are the key feature on the song.
That's why I'm trying to relate it. Maybe not like lyrically substance wise, but conceptually it's like Future Free. Because Future Free at the end of Blonde, Frank does a little bit. The song's like 7 minutes long, but there's different snippets. Like there was one that was like interviewing his brother, like after I think it was after Frank won a Grammy or something, and there were snippets from his mom, and I don't know, just like he kind of, this is like Earl's Future Free, except it's really really like deeper, you know.
Yeah,
I've never really listened to Blonde, so I can't say.
Well, this is too, like, his dad dying is like, when did his dad so emotional too? I'm not so sure. I think it was pretty recent though. But I think like the reason it's like so heavy is because like a lot of the pain he talks about on this album kind of like can be traced back to his dad passing. So that was like a really hard moment for him, and so like to have that on here is like kind of like, I think this would have been like a fantastic closer on the album, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, just like how Future Free was on Blonde.
And maybe it wasn't.
Maybe it would have been a really good closer.
Yeah, and maybe it was intentional to not have this like close it out, but I don't know. This was like the biggest moment on the album for me personally. I think it's a fantastic song. I love the production. It's great.
I think it's technically kind of like an interlude. But I think it's very interesting, yeah. Like it's not just some random shit going on, it's like,
yeah, it's purposeful.
Yeah.
In the track listing for sure.
Alright, so this is probably my second favorite song on the whole album. This is like what I would have wanted like the whole album to be.
Yeah, this is like a really dark song.
Yeah,
dark sounding too.
Yeah, like this is what I would have. I don't know if I really expected this, but like this is something I would want to hear like a whole project from Earl. But like I don't know if that's realistic now, you know, because he's grown up, he's matured a lot. I don't really know if anything like this could come from him in a whole project, but like just this really weird, abstract, beat, and it's like, it's very like, it's like empty, but in like a really good way. Like everything's placed very intentionally, I think. Yeah. It's empty, but it's still like so entertaining. Because I think it's so abstract.
Yeah, it's a super interesting beat.
So yeah, I love this song.
On my first listen to this album, I picked this one out right away. Like, it was a standout moment just because it contrasted everything else I had heard before it. I thought it was definitely a highlight. The lyrics seem like super fucking cryptic on this song too.
Yeah, this is like a fucking like Doris cut too.
Yeah, I could definitely see this being like on a Doris.
Like I don't like shit.
I was gonna say I could see this more on being like an I don't like shit, I don't go outside.
Yeah, maybe
song, but
I don't have much to say. You guys pretty much covered exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I actually, thinking back, I don't know if this song or the other song, Mint, I don't know if those are my, like, which one's my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think because this is very dark, and, like, I kind of...
Well, not Mint, you mean On the Way. That was your favorite, right?
Was it?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it's because fucking Zach introed it wrong the first time, so I had it fucked up.
Now it's permanently ingrained in your mind.
But I think just because of the fact that, like, this is so sad and, like, dark sounding, and, like Earl's been struggling with that shit for so long, like, I kind of want him to just get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if he was gonna make shit like this again, you'd have to be in, like, a really bad place still.
Yeah.
And it's like he's been in it for so long, like, you kind of...
Bro, I just want to see my guy get happy,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
When's he gonna make a Flower Boy album?
Oh my gosh, that would
when
be...
he gets more money.
Hey, there is that line about he's spending more money than he's making.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, I thought it was a good track. And then we come to the closer, which is Riot, just an instrumental. I thought it rounded everything out nicely. I would have liked to have seen Playing Possum be the closer. But I didn't think this was like a bad instrumental to end it out. It had like some nice like tonal qualities to it, and it was more memorable than some of the like actual production Earl was rapping on, which is why I thought like it did a decent job of
for me
it all together.
Like this, like it's obviously not my favorite song, but it's my favorite instrumental.
Yeah, I would have loved to have heard him.
Oh, dude, that would have been
song.
sick if Earl would have went in. Okay, Greg.
What?
This, yeah, it was a good closer in the sense that it was boring like the rest of that.
Can we? Okay, let's take Greg out of here. Let's get Aspen in here or something.
Yeah,
someone who.
Oh, we should have had Aspen on here because he loves Earl, doesn't he? Or no, he hates Earl.
No, I think
he hates Odd Future. He only likes Mellow Hype.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, me and him skated the Odd Future all the time.
I thought he didn't like Odd Future.
No, me and him were really big into Odd Future, especially Goblin. We skated that shit all the time in 2012.
Anyway, yeah, I just thought this was like so fucking boring, dude.
But I just don't know if this was necessarily your album though either.
Yeah,
for the most part. I mean, there was some stuff you liked, but for the most part, it didn't feel like.
For the most part, I just thought it was very boring. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely covered a lot.
Alright everybody, so at this point in the podcast we had an unexpected guest show up along with a dog, so please bear with any additional background noise. If you can hear the dog moving around or anything like that. There's only a few minutes left of the podcast and I'm sure you can truck through it. Alright, pussy? Okay. This is Cave in Post signing off.
Yeah, so...
I forgot where we were at.
We were talking about... I was saying something. I don't remember. But yeah, I guess just to kind of like wrap everything up, I mean, I thought it was a really solid effort from him. And I maybe wasn't too crazy about everything that happened on it, but I'm excited to see if he does put out music in the future, what it's going to sound like and what his headspace is going to be. Because I think this was definitely an insane progression for him, and it shows a lot of effort and a lot of talent and potential as to where he can go.
I think it's very nice to see him like mature so much. Mm-hmm. It's a very mature album compared to his other ones.
Yeah,
but still overall, I just thought it was pretty weak.
That's fair. that's fair.
Everyone's gonna hate me now.
No,
don't worry about it.
Like, okay, let's do in order. Doris, I'm not saying my order, just like out of Doris, I Don't Like Shit, and this album. How would you rank these three?
I Don't Like Shit, best, and then Doors, and then this one, worst.
Yeah, I'm probably that too.
Really?
Yeah.
I Don't Like Shit was a really good album, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, putting them on the bottom of the totem pole, I mean, I still love this album, you know?
I would want to sit with this album more before I could, like, put
yeah,
it...
that's true.
I'm too impartial to Doris. It wouldn't be fair for me to, like, even... It, like, couldn't contest, like, the other albums. Like,
yeah.
I would want to, like, see how this one sits with me, like, 6 months from now, you know? Like, am I still listening to anything off?
Yeah, exactly.
But... I mean,
we got a dog on the podcast.
Yeah, we got a new friend here. and he's just having a good time.
What'd you think of this album?
Yeah.
Eddie, what'd you think of the new Earl Sweatshirt album?
But yeah, I think we can all just say we're definitely happy, or relatively happy with the album. Some of us not so much. We're all ready for more music from Earl in the next few years.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
for what he's gonna do next.
Definitely.
All right, and we are out. Bye.